Hey, what's up guys? And for today's video, I'm going to be going over a deck building resource for everything you guys could want. For hand traps, for board breakers, super poly targets, like even like generic cards you want to send from extra deck to the graveyard, etc. So starting off, we're going to start with the hand traps. And if you want access to any of these, I'll have the links in the description down below and in the comments. So yeah, starting off, we have the hand traps. So these are just generic hand traps that, well, pseudo-generic ones anyway. So we have the Molcharmies, obviously, Perulia, Fua, Meows, Nibiru, Droll and Lockbird, Gamma, just normal hand traps, Ash, Shifter, Imperm Ogre, like the Ghost Girls, Reaper, Mourner, Fanta, Bell, Spooky Dogwood, DD Crow, Veiler. And then now we get to the more unique hand traps. So Token Collector, this is used in formats when tokens see a ton of play. I think the last time it saw a ton of play was like 2020, but yeah. Gizmic Uka, if you know what Gizmic Uka does, basically each time your opponent normal special summons a monster, it has a continuous effect to burn them. And then if a monster is summoned from the main deck, you special summon it from the hand. And then if this card is normal or special summon, you can target a face of monster your opponent controls. Special summon one monster from your hand or deck whose attack equal its own defense. So a common way this card has been used in the past was to summon a barrier statue. Obviously a bunch of barrier statues have been banned, but potentially this card could definitely see play in the future. Next we have Chaos Hunter, obviously like another anti-banish card, seen play historically versus Maliss and Orcus in the past. Psycho Reader, Watt Kinetic Puppeteer. You can send this card from your hand to the field to the graveyard, target a monster your opponent controls, move that target to another one of their main monster zones. Generally, sometimes decks care about like the zones, but it normally still isn't high enough impact for this card to matter. Bestials, Retaliating Sea, it's being played right now. Flying Sea, which basically locks your opponent out of XYZ summoning. Hasn't really been that great for a while though. Sneaky Sea. So if you know what Sneaky Sea does, when your opponent special summons a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand in face down defense position. And if you do during the end phase of this turn, change it to face up defense position. You can only use this effect Sneaky Sea once per turn. This card is flip face up, destroy all special summon monsters on the field. So it's a way that looks like a delayed effect kinda. Hasn't really been that great, but potentially in the future. We see Contact Sea, we have Confronting the Sea. When your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, this card is unaffected by monster effects that target this card. Very, very weird, but okay. Then, for the really, really weird hand traps, we have Heavenly Zephyr Miradora. The activation and effect of this card's effect cannot be negated. If your opponent special summons a monster with 2,000 or more attack from the extra deck, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summoned, you can target one face up monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Neither player can activate that monster's effects while this monster is face up on the field. Could potentially see play, but very unlikely. We have Heavenly Zephyr. Oh, sorry, now we have the Grand Radiance. Okay, so basically, if a card is added from the main deck to their hand, and this card is in your hand, you can immediately after this effect resolve, should be summoned this card. If this card is normal special summon, you can make your opponent banish the top cards of their deck face down equal to the number of cards in their hand, then they shuffle their entire hand into the deck, and if they do, they add the cards banished by this effect to their hand. So, very different effect. We have Lancia, Skullmeister, No Material, Engraver of the Mark. So, if you don't know what this hand trap does, when your opponent activates a card or effect by declaring one exact card name, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, declare one other card name. This card name the card name your opponent declared becomes the card name declared by this effect. Once per turn, quick effect, you target one face of the card of the field, destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. So the first effect, you might be like, why would you ever want to use this card? So technically, this can negate Crossout Designator, by the way. But a more realistic approach is, in the future, if Konami ever designs an archetype where every time you activate a card, you like declare something, well, this card would be really good against those decks. Gemini Imps. So during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect that would make you discard when it resolves, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation if you destroy that card, then draw one card using its hand loop strategies. Gravekeeper's Watcher. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell, trap card, or monster effect, that could make them discard when it resolves. You can send this card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation if you destroy that card. We have the Delta, we have Epsilon, we have Hanewata, anti-FTK. You have Mad Hacker. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can special summon this card from your hand. During the end phase, you can banish this card you control, take control one monster your opponent controls, yada yada yada. It's pretty lit mid. You have Typhoon, along with Imperm, Theravis, Singularity Fiend. When your opponent special summons a monster, you can discard this card in one spell, destroy that monster. Singularity Fiends Potentially there's a deck that has crazy like spell effects when like they're sent to the graveyard. This card could see play in the deck. Then we have Vidos, Azuna, 5 mana, and then other random stuff like that are technically hand traps like Despian Comedy, Witchcrafter Golem, Aruru, because it just like it protects your witchcraft, your spellcaster. So it's kind of generic. Sunvine Maiden. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a plant monster you control, that'll summon from your extra deck. You can special the card from your hand, and if you negate that effect. So depending on the format, this card could see play in a plant deck. Cerebus, obviously, Holy Sue, Thea the Primal Being, Prime Mineral Congrate, Damage Jungler, because Damage Jungler does have a hand effect. You can discard this card. So, what is it? Sorry. When a card or effect is activated that would inflict damage to you, you can discard this card and negate the activation if you destroy that card. Like technically this could negate the Vanquishal Trap card, Snow Devil, which is funny. Battle Fader, Swift Scarecrow, Gores, Shiny Black Sea, Maxi, and Kelbeck, the Ancient Vanguard. So these are all the hand traps, and now we're gonna go into the board breakers. Like I said before, the purpose of this video is just to give you guys access to all the like different cards you could play in a format, so that when you're trying to figure out what are the best cards against the deck, you can just open the resources and they're going to be available to you. Also, I probably might have forgotten some cards, but like I said, the links will be posted down below, so if you want to like, it'll be updated as I like find more cards basically. And also subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Moving on, we have the board breaker cards. So we have Pinkertops, Alpha the Master, Beast, Gameciel, Kurikara, Spear Mode, Lava Golem, and Fenrir. Next for like the spell cards, you have Metaltronus, Lightning Storm Duster, Dark Ruler, Droplet, Tactics, Forbidden Chalice, Thrust, Ultimate Slayer, Book of Moon, Book of Lunar Eclipse, Book of Eclipse, Super Poly, Salesman, Herald of the Abyss, Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, Swords of Concealing Light, Raigeki, Dark Hole, Enemy Controller, Mind Control, Change of Heart, Snatch Steal, Psychic Eraser Laser, Spiritual Entanglement. Target one monster your opponent controls, banish it until the end phase. Sinful Spoils of Subversion Snake Eye, places the guy in a spell and trap zone. Like technically generic. XYZ Encore, Soul Release, Assault Play and Fire King. Murmur of the Forest. I think it's like a assault play against what's the name of that deck, sorry? Flunderies. System Down, Vesper Gearsu, Gordian Slicer, Offerings to the Doomed, Anti-Magic Arrow, Spellbound, and Evenly Matched. And then we have Archfiend Eccentric, like Phantos or Avis Small World, instead of attacking on, can technically get the breakers. Like Foolish Burial, sending Black Ghost technically a breaker. Also, something that I'm now, sorry, what's the name of that one card? Sorry? It's like a spell card, right? Magical Spring. So this card also should technically be in the board breaker category. So let me go and add this real quick. Sorry about this, guys, but you know, gotta update, update it some light. So we're gonna update that. So yeah, and that's it for like the board breaker cards. Like I said, I will be updating this. So when you click, oh yeah, and it's Spellbound in the evenly match. Like I said, I will be updating this. So when you click on the links, they will have more than what I'm like explaining here. Probably. Moving on, we have Super Poly targets. So, is this the first Super Poly target one? I feel like Mud Dragon, what the heck? Okay, yeah, this is Super Poly targets. So, there's a lot of Super Poly targets. Generic ones are going to be Mud Dragon and Garua. We all know those. We have Dragon Knight, Draco Quest, a Dragon Synchro and a Warrior. Like, when Baron was a deck, I think this saw a little bit of play. I think technically this is a Super Poly target against Snake Eye, because like Savage Dragon plus Baron. But I mean, obviously those cards are banned. 2 Warriors with different attributes. Earth Golem, like these are like the most generic ones, like Garua, Mud Dragon, Earth Golem, and Dracotail. Sea Monster of Theseus, you know, technically a Super Poly target against Killer Tune. Technically against Killer Tune, which is funny. So if like your locals have a ton of Killer Tune, play Super Poly for this card, I guess. I don't know. Potentially, maybe. I don't know if you actually do that. That might not be that good at the end of the deck, but regardless, Starving Venom. Ignition Beast Volcanon, so a machine plus a pyro, Panzer Dragon, World Chalice Guard Dragon Armaduke, Supreme Arcanite Magician, a spellcaster type synchro plus a spellcaster. So Beast Eyes Pendulum, a Dark Dragon plus a Beast. Then we have the Duke of Demise, which is 2 Fiend and zombies. Then we have a machine plus a pyro, 2 Beasts. Then obviously 2 of the beast type, 2 of the beast types, Beast, Fiend, or Illusion. The same thing here, similar thing, a Beast and a Fiend. a Cyberse like extra deck plus a Cyberse, a Light Warrior plus a Beast. We have a Synchro, XYZ, and a Link. Plunder Patrol Fusion, 2 Beast Warriors. Then we have a Dark Dragon, 2 Dark Dragons, 3 Darks on the field, a Salad plus a Salad Link, plus a Link, sorry, 2 Cybers, 2 Heroes, 2 level 5 or higher Warriors, and then 2 DVDs. Moving on, there are also other DVD fusions as well that you can use as Super Poly targets. Keep that in mind. Moving on to other Super Poly targets, we have Melodious Super Poly targets. If you're playing against Melodious, like 2 Melodious monsters, you can take Super Poly them. You can also do it with like Garua too, but depending on like your deck, you might have more value hitting these, playing these. 2 Mementos, 2 Fiendsmiths, or 2 Light Fiends, sorry, 2 Pyros, a Yubel plus an effect monster, a House Dragon Maids, like Dragon Maid stuff, Cartesia, a level 5 or higher Light Warrior plus an Earth Warrior. We have a Machine plus a Dinosaur, a Warrior plus a level 5 or higher Dragon, 3 Dark Fairies, like I said, DBDs, 2 Zombies, 1 monster 2500 or more attack plus 1 face down defense position monster. So you can only do this one if you're using your defense position monster. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, you can only do that. A Performer Power plus level 5 or higher Dark. You can't use your... Well, actually, can you use your opponent's face down monster? No, yeah, you cannot, because it says yes. So you can only use your face down monster for this card. Yeah, so a Predaplant plus a Dark, 2 Earth Warrior type Synchros, 2 Earth Synchros, 2 more Reptile Worms, 2 Heroes. I think I already had included this. Yeah, I included that twice. Oopsies. A Gemini, a Psychic Synchro plus a Psychic. You play against Psychics, go crazy, right? That'd be crazy. Imagine. I already included this too. And we have FGD, 5 Dragons, a Machine Pyro, an Illusion plus a Fiend. Obviously Kyle's seen play this format. We have Heavy Cavalry of the Instructable Insects. Level 5 or higher insect plus an insect. I mean, it's cute, I guess. And then we have Fighting Flame Spirit, a dragon plus a warrior. So now that we've gone through all the Super Poly targets, let's move on to talk about the extra deck cards. So these are cards you can send from the extra deck to the graveyard with like Medeer Servant or Dogmatic Maximus, for example, to get value. So you have obviously some of the known ones, Entis and the Fossil Knights, to pop a monster and a spell and trap as ignition effects. We have Malong, Aggregator, the Tri-Brigades, obviously get value, Arclight, Cartesia, App Cologne, Omega, Lulu. These are like the Despia ones. We have the Paleozoic Link, which says if a set card you control will be destroyed by card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard instead. Cyber Dragon Nova, Nova for Mechaba. We have the Chimeras you can send. Saw a little bit of play in OCG Labyrinth. Predaplant Chimera Phlasia, which actually was pretty chill. We have Alba Lanetis, Abyss Dragon. Branded stuff, really just a lot of branded stuff. Titanic Cloud, Sprint. We have Packbit. We have Captain Roland, which says let's equip Toad, Dante, Prima Donna, and Fish Lamp. If you control a fish sinker, you can banish the card from your graveyard, target 1 card, and still destroy it. If some fish deck that wants to send cards to extra deck ever gets value. But yeah, that's it for nothing like that. So that's it for the vault stuff I wanted to go over today. I might make another video going over, because I have some other links, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I might make another video soon going over like floodgates and extender cards and generic good trap cards, like normal traps you can play and stuff like that. And let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, anywho, that's it for the video. I hope you did enjoy. And if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. And have a wonderful day. Peace.